Michelle Waterson versus Angela Hill is the main event of UFC Fight Night Vegas 10. Waterson versus Hill this weekend, and it's a decent main event. It's not a decent main event. I'm going to start the video with a lie, and I'm going to cut my own lie off because I disagree with myself, and I don't know why I just lied to you guys. I'm going to be sincere here. This is not a good main event of a fight night. I'm hardly ridiculously excited for it because both of them are coming off losses. I don't really like fight night headliners regardless of the names involved if they're both coming off losses, but I will go with this. Technically, Angela Hill is not coming off of a loss because I definitely think that she clearly beat Claudia Gadelha, and there's no debating that in my opinion whatsoever. She beat Claudia Gadelha. And that was on the same night that Edson Barboza lost to Dan Ige, if you remember. And I believe also the same night that Song Yadong beat Marlon Vera. So I'm going to go off the assumption that Angela Hill did not lose to Claudia Gadelha and is right now on a win streak, which will raise my standards for accepting this as a main event. We're going to get through it anyway. It's going to be a decent fight, because I actually feel like it will be a decent fight. I don't think we're going to watch Michelle Waterson stand out of range and shadow box and throw side kicks to the air out of range of her opponent for 5 rounds. I really don't think we're going to see that, because I don't think Angela Hill will allow that to happen. She's a girl with a lot of output. She puts the pressure on girls. She's actually quite good at striking. I enjoy watching Angela Hill fight because sometimes you watch some top 10 fighters in the UFC women's divisions and it's kind of embarrassing, but you know, you get over it. Like sometimes you watch Roxanne Modafferi, who at one point or even right now could be ranked inside the top 10 of a female division, and it's like, you know, burn my eyes out, please. Burn them out. Burn my eyes out. Sometimes it's like that, but with Angela Hill, I have respect for her game, because even though she's 12-8, listen, Rose Namajunas has a pretty terrible record as well, but even though she's 12-8, recently she's actually looking pretty good. Like really good, like technical, like really picked up her game. I know it's a little bit late for her to pick up her game. Like, I think she's now 35, older than Michelle Waterson even, or 34, sorry. Michelle Waterson is currently 34 as well. They're the same age. I just feel as though recently, Angela Hill, when you look at her performances recently as well, she's basically on a 4-fight win streak, in my opinion. Beat Ariane Carnelosi, who was 12-1 at a time. That's no joke. Finished her as well in the 3rd round, but it was a doctor stoppage. But whatever. She won that fight anyway. She was 12-1. That's a good win, you know? Then beat Hannah Cifers, who was 10-3 at the time. I know it's Hannah Cifers, and we've recently seen her go on like a 4-fight losing streak or something, but that's still 10-3. Hannah Cifers finished her in the 2nd round with no problems. Good job, Angela Hill. Then you move on. Luma Lookboom, 4-1 at the time. Decently good striker. Looked actually pretty good as a fighter. Angela Hill goes out there, ekes out a close decision with her, but still a good win. Then you go up against Claudia Gadelha, a top contender who, in my opinion, would really beat up Michelle Waterson quite badly and easily. And Angela Hill beats her, and I won't take anything but that, because Angela Hill, when you look at these strikes, I'm going to go through these stats. Round 1. Round 1, 21 strikes to 10 of Claudia Gadelha. She held her in the clinch. She did a good job pressuring Angela Hill. Good job, Claudia Gadelha. She got a takedown, I believe, in that round as well. Or multiple, I'm not even sure. But still, good job, Claudia Gadelha in round 1. 21 to 10 on strikes. Round 2. Angela Hill clearly outstrikes Claudia Gadelha 37 to 29 and is on the feet. Round 3, 43 to 34, and she knocked her down as well in the fight. Like, what more do we have to see to give Angela Hill the win here? It was pretty blatant, in my opinion. I don't think Claudia Gadelha did anything to make her win the 2nd and 3rd round. But you know what? Apparently Dan Ige won 2 of those rounds as well. So it's very interesting. Angela Hill had a great performance. She looked really good against a good fighter in Claudia Gadelha in that UFC strawweight division. I just think off of recent performances with Michelle Waterson, I can't rely on her. I can't do it because the Carla Esparza one, fucking get in range. Get in range, you know? You're in a fight. Let's try and land it on the opponent, you know? Like, not even missing. She wasn't even missing. She was just, I'm going to stand over here and throw side kicks, and you stand over there and don't shoot double legs, Carla Esparza, because it was just weird. Carla Esparza, I know a lot of people say, robbery, but... Yeah, Carla Esparza could have won that fight. I actually thought Carla Esparza won that fight by the end, because I remember her getting some takedowns at the end of the rounds that could have secured her the victory, because it was literally nothing other than that. Even though Michelle Waterson may have outstruck her, you can't leave it that low on strikes and expect the person to get a takedown not to get the win of the round. But still, she had a decent performance with Yana Jędrzejczyk, and by decent I mean she survived 5 rounds, but got beat up throughout that 5 rounds. Just saying. I'm just going to point out, you know, and Anya and Jacek kind of tooled her up for 5 rounds. It wasn't the best performance. And you look at some of her wins that don't quite hold the same value anymore. Courtney Casey, you know, doesn't quite hold the same value anymore. Then you go to Felice Herrig. You know, we just saw that one recently. Got submitted in the first round. Doesn't really hold as much value anymore. Then you go Karolina Kowalkiewicz. You know, it's just a little bit tough. I don't like the wins of Michelle Waterson anymore. And even despite the wins, they were razor close anyway. Like, Waterson rarely goes out there and just completely outclasses someone, to be honest with you. So, I don't know about that one, but she beat Paige Van Zandt. But then again, she lost to Rose Namajunas, Tisha Torres. I think that Angela Hill is going to be top 5 in the UFC strawweight division. Barely top 5. I don't ever see her. I don't think she has enough time in her career left to become champion. But I can see her being a mainstay in that division. And I feel as though maybe it's time for Mom Champ to shut up about the fucking Mum Champ shit. Because you're not going to get a title shot for winning this one. I know she had an interview where she said that if she wins this one, she's in the title picture. How big's the fucking picture then? Because you ain't in it, okay? You ain't fitting in that frame. That's just not happening. Okay, you're way off. You ain't even on the picture. Like... there's no title picture for Michelle Waterson right now. So I don't know what she's talking about, saying if she wins this. Mom Champ! I don't get it, man. What is the... I guess if you dream, if you believe and you conceive, then you will achieve, you know? Maybe she's following the Luke Rockhold frame of thought. Who knows? But I just don't see her getting a title shot for winning this one. I think she's going to have to piece together at least a good 3 wins. And Mum Champ might be a double Mum Champ by the time she actually gets a title shot at that rate as well. Because, you know... probably have another kid before then, to be honest with you. I don't like Michelle Waterson in this one. She's got bad range. She doesn't seem to be wanting to fight anymore. Angela Hill's still hungry. Michelle Waterson's had her big paydays. She's had her big star moments where she's been on the main event of cards and had good showings and won big fights, and she's already known in the scene. And I feel like Angela Hill's still hungry for hers. She's still hungry for her shot, and after a robbery against Claudia Gadelha, she's going to be more hungry. I think she's going to get it done against Michelle Waterson dominantly. And I actually think it's going to be a fun fight, but it's going to be one-sided in favour of Angela Hill. I reckon she probably gets it done in the 3rd round by TKO. And I could see it being quite bad. Or you know what? I'll go with this instead. No, I won't. I'm going to go with TKO. I was just checking if she had any submissions, because maybe she'd go for a submission instead, because I don't really like the thought of Michelle Waterson being TKO'd, but I still think Angela Hill's probably going to wear her down after that 3rd round, because Angela Hill looked like she was just getting started in the Claudia Gadelha fight. She was going at a high volume in that 3rd round, actually landing 43 of 78 strikes. That's a pretty high volume, I'll be honest with you guys. That's a good pace to set in a 3rd round of a fight, so I think she's going to have no problems going 4 and 5, and I think that's going to aid her. I'll go with a 4th round TKO to ground and pound from Angela Hill. I think Michelle Waterson's going to be tired of getting jabbed and kicked on the feet, shoot for a bad takedown. Angela Hill's going to end up on top and probably get a TKO by ground and pound there. 4th round finish, and if she does win, I'd like to see her probably take on the winner of... I don't even know anymore, to be honest with you. I genuinely don't know anymore what's going on in the women's strawweight division. Let me check right now, because there's some big fights coming up. I know Amanda Ribas, maybe she takes one more fight in the meantime, and then we can do her versus the winner of this one. Who knows if she can get one more fight under her belt. But if you look at the divisional rankings right now for the women's divisions, especially the women's strawweight division, it's pretty jam-packed right now. And the winner of this one is going to get themselves put probably at number 7, I would imagine. Above, and where's Angela Hill? Number 13, and maybe not. Maybe we could do her versus Carla Esparza if she wins, or maybe her versus Nina Ansaroff. Ioana and Jacek is always a potential opponent. Tatiana Suarez is again probably going to be looking for an opponent. I imagine that they're going to do Suarez versus Jan Jacek, because although Jan Jacek says she's retired, she's still in the USADA testing pool. So, you know, what's the point in retiring if you can't do drugs afterwards? Why would you stay in the USADA testing pool? I never believe people that aren't. If people are still in the USADA testing pool, there's no reason for you to be in it if you're retired. So, I don't trust that anytime. But still, good matchups to make. I'm looking forward to the fight, kind of. I'm just trying to get amped, you know? Sorry if I didn't portray too much energy here. It's kind of difficult, you know, because there's a good chance we could watch these 2 girls shadow box for 5 rounds. But it's a smaller cage. There's less space for Michelle Waterson to find isolation, to throw her side kicks at nothing. So we'll see what goes on. I just feel the wide stance of Michelle Waterson is really going to come into play here. She has a real wide stance. Although she's very light on her lead leg, when you lift up that lead leg, you're open. I mean, just the way she stands with those leg kicks from Angela Hill, I could see her chewing up those legs all night long. And it's not exactly like Michelle Waterson has this dangerous ground game that everyone has to be aware of. I mean, if submitting Paige Van Zandt means you have a dangerous ground game, then welcome to 99.9999% of the population. You know? That aren't dying, or in the middle of dying, because they'll probably lose to Paige Van Zandt. But still, good matchups. Looking forward to the fight, I guess. I wish there were better fights on the card, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm looking at this card and I'm thinking, it just makes me have a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I just don't like this. And you know what? I'm probably going to carry over some sourness into Covington versus Woodley, because you know what I'll be thinking during Covington versus Woodley? Why wasn't Donald Cerrone versus Nico Price on this card? Why wasn't all 6 of the grand pay-per-view worthy fights that are on Covington versus Woodley, why wasn't one of those 6 fights potentially on this card to make it better? And I'm going to be sour. And I'm going to be sour for a very long time, but I'm looking forward to the event. I just wish there was a good co-main event. It's Kamar Worthy versus Ottoman Izatar. Yeah, no, they aren't ranked. You know, they aren't ranked. I think at least a fight night. And I think they should make this a standard. Like a guarantee. This is the UFC guarantee. If I was running the UFC, I'd have a fight night guarantee, or there's no fight night. The fight night guarantee is the main and co-main event have to be at least ranked, and if they aren't ranked, they better be a superstar name like Mike Perry or something outside the rankings. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm probably going to get through this card. There's some good fights on the card. I'm looking forward to it. But if the winner of this one is Angela Hill, I say give her a jump up the rankings. If the winner of this one is Michelle Waterson, let's see if Mom Champ can beat fucking Amanda Ribas. Good luck with that one. It's going to be dangerous. I don't know. I just don't see Michelle Waterson getting it done. Leg kicks all day for Angela Hill. Jabs all day for Angela Hill. She's got good volume. Michelle Waterson likes to fight at a very slow pace. I feel like if you start ramping that up. Plus, Angela Hill's got good takedown defense now. She's really improved that recently. Great grappling. She's very strong as well. Physically strong for the division. Plus, she's going to be bigger than Michelle Waterson and have a range advantage with the hands as well, even. Just to add on to the disappointment of a matchup that this is for Michelle Waterson. I don't think she's going to get it done. Angela Hill's pretty safe money in my opinion. 4th round TKO to ground and pound. Like and subscribe. Click that button there. Goodbye. Konnichiwa. That's hello. Au revoir. Goodbye in French. Goodbye.